Welcome to Oops, All Segments, the very best podcast. Hitting your eardrums at this very moment, I am Kevin.
I'm Thomas, and today we are here with special guest, our funny friend, Brian Park is here. Welcome, Brian.
Hello, thank you for having me, you guys.
Yes. Thank
Excited
you for coming
to have you.
Yeah.
Right before we started recording, we infected Brian's computer with malware.
Yeah. For the listeners, Brian somehow paid for a premium version of a free software, put in his credit card information while we were explaining the show, gave his social, every possible personal shared his mother's maiden name. It was
my pet's name, first the street I grew up on.
Gave it to Tesla.com, which I thought was a choice.
Yeah, you created a premium X account, a verified X account before we started.
Right.
Sorry guys. I just bought 10 Teslas.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Are they Cybertrucks or other models?
Just the new, just the old models. Like
nice.
Models. Keeping it
that was before it was all computers. Now it's all computer, but before it was just partly computer.
Part computer.
Yeah.
No, it's true. What's new in your life, Brian?
Glad to have you on, Brian. Yeah, what's
going
on?
What's new. So just a little bit peek behind the curtain. I know Tom pretty well. We're on a sketch group together called Secret Family.
Yes.
So I'll say that one thing that was new this weekend, I wasn't able to attend or be in the March version. There were a couple people who were sick, unfortunately.
Interesting. Yeah, actually, it was kind of a slim pickings when it came to the cast that was available for that show.
It was. I want to say one thing I spent this weekend doing was watching the show. One of our colleagues or cast members, Nick, I think it was Nick. He posted like the YouTube video of the show, so I got to enjoy that. I love the Severance sketch.
Oh, thanks.
I think that was like the big thing this like whole month is just like getting into Severance. I think that's in my life.
Yeah. Are you? Because speaking of Severance, my girlfriend Kim has recently had a pretty viral Instagram reel about how Severance is maybe going nowhere, and I'm curious if you're getting impatient at all with the season 2 kind of. They did this in season 1 as well, but they like to delay gratification in the show quite a bit. Or are you just fully locked in? You're like, I trust them. They know where they're headed. I believe in these guys.
It's always tough with these types of shows like Lost, where it's like there's this really big reveal and there's like you can't reveal too much, but you have to kind of still keep it kind of going. I like it. I'm still invested, and I think a big part of it is the actors. I think they're so good.
The performances are very strong. Plus, I also think like it's kind of a buy-in with sci-fi. I don't think a lot of other genres get away with this so much, but I do think it's part of the. I mean, like mystery, I guess. Yeah. But like. You know, I do think Lost is a sci-fi. I mean, it is, right? It's also a weird like other show.
You don't think it's sci-fi at the beginning, but it becomes sci-fi over time.
Right. And like to a lesser degree, I feel this way about Three Body Problem, which is I know a book series, a sci-fi book series that they've based a television series on.
Yeah.
But I think if the performances are strong, like it has other things cinematically going for it, right? That's what like is buoying.
Yeah. My not to be to piss off our audience, but my big problem with Severance and with some science fiction is that
here we go.
The characters are kind of, I think, underdeveloped in certain ways.
So offensive, right? It's really offensive.
That was Jesse, I think, saying that something was offensive. Our friend Jesse Bergen. We've sampled that from a different recording. Anyway, this is my feeling. So like a big trope in narrative media, and maybe particularly in sci-fi and video games, is the grief for the dead wife trope. Mm-hmm. And I think recently there was an episode of Severance that focused on that, and to me it was not very effective storytelling. It was kind of like a lot of cliched images of like, what would a life look like with a wife who
but like have you ever lost a wife?
I have not lost a wife, but I plan to, and when I do, it will be idiosyncratic. It will be unusual and specific to my desires and needs. It will feel lived in. It will be a human story.
Right.
Whereas in that episode, she literally cries in the shower with clothes on, which is one of the most cliched.
Oh my God!
It was so cliched. It was so cliched that I was like, "Is this a false memory created by Lumon?" And it's going to be a clue that the the memory images were not kind of realistic enough to be real.
I can't let Lumon slide, right?
Lumen.
Yeah, it's Lumen.
It's
I am
spelled,
only into episode 2 of season 3 or season
spelled,
whatever.
It's spelled Lumon. It is pronounced Lumen.
Like Pokemon.
Yeah.
Lumon. Yeah.
Pokemon.
But yeah.
Pokemon.
I choose you, Lumon. Yeah, that would be good. Is Lumon short for Lululemon? Because that would be kind of an interesting twist.
That'd be crazy.
We have to finish Cold Harbor so we can create the sexiest yoga pants of all time. That's why Mark S needs to be there.
Mark S is in such distress because he's not wearing anti-ball crushing pants.
Yeah, we're trying to Mark Ass more like.
Oh my God.
Anyway, sorry to get controversial, but I appreciate your thoughts about Severance.
That has been the biggest thing for me. But what about y'all? How's anything new with y'all?
I mean, I'll say, speaking of our show, it fucking hurt. My parents came a long way to see finally Secret Family live, and I guess a few cast members showed up. So it was like technically we were able to do a show, but it felt like a lot of people conveniently caught the norovirus the day of the show and were nearly hospitalized, and yet I was the one who was the greatest victim. Go ahead, Brian.
I will say, in my defense, I was not sick with the norovirus. I had another show to do.
Yeah.
So I had a very
something else for priority.
No way to be hurt by that. You just chose something you preferred.
I just chose something that I wanted to do more.
Right.
Yeah.
Secret Family.
And it's not a long, like Thomas's parents didn't make a huge sacrifice to be there. I just want to make that really clear.
Yeah. Are they not from Canada? Wait,
they are American from Canada, but you have to understand right now politically to spend money to travel to America while Canada's freedom is under threat.
Yeah.
That they basically compromise their deepest held moral values just for the pleasure of enjoying a Secret Family show.
That is actually true. That is actually true. Like I was talking to Kim the other day about how it feels over here, because we are it's like kind of the only thing we talk about right now is the tariffs, elbows up Canadians, like let's be like not friendly. Let's not, like there's like American in all of our grocery stores, they're tagged with what's Canadian and what's not.
Which I love, by the way. I think it's a great practice.
It's cool. I mean, it honestly would be better if it was just what wasn't American, because there are lots of like other global products.
Are we supposed to be mad at this country? I can't tell.
Yeah.
Did I buy this Zambian rice? I don't know.
Yeah. Thomas doesn't understand that Uncle Ben is an American company.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
I thought that was a Spider-Man thing.
Good guy.
But I think so I was talking to Kim about it, and she was like, "Oh yeah, we don't even like that's nothing here. It's not even on our radar at all." And it's maddening to me, because it's like literally the only fucking thing anybody talks about here right now is the threat of America taking over Canada, which is kind of fair from our perspective. It feels real. Yeah. And then at the same time in America, you guys have too much other shit. I mean, they are disappearing people and stuff. So I guess that's scary.
I mean, it is like let's just pile on so much crap that we just can't even like breathe our way out of this shit. I'm with you. Like, I think there's too much crap that's happening right now. It is scary. I'll say that. I'm definitely talking about it and feeling it's very present of mind.
I mean, how could it not be, right?
Yeah, honestly.
But another injustice that I suffered.
Okay, go ahead. I wasn't done, but
you were not
whatever.
done.
Let's get to you.
Oh yeah, we
did all you did was fucking rag on Secret Family. Half the members were not.
Yeah, well, there was more. I had more to say.
Please.
Well, go on.
I do need to tell Brian this because he missed it in the recording. So the beginning of our show, we had this Bluey sketch. The premise is that we all come out, and on the video, we play the Bluey intro, and instead of Bluey, it's us. We say our own names. And then at the end, Lola was going to come out as Bluey, but Bluey has rabies. And then it's the Australian dog with rabies. We have to take him out back, which of course, Australia joke, and kill Bluey at the start of the show. Kind of dark, kind of funny, but a niche thing. We had a small crowd, and at the beginning of the show, for whatever reason, the video tech just didn't work. And so Kat in the booth was trying to play it, and we were all sitting out on stage ready for the intro. And so with like my family and a few other people in the audience in the dark, we're all sitting visibly. we just kept playing the Bluey song on loop like 3-4 times in a row with the video not showing up. And us just sitting there, eventually like starting to just laugh hysterically because it's this like annoying loop. And then it dawned on me, I was like, we're not going to get the video, we're going to have to do it without. But there's a real chance no one who is here has heard of or seen Bluey. And so I just asked out loud, do you guys know the show Bluey? And no one did.
No!
We were like, so let's do this anyway. So we do a scene where we open the show killing a dog that no one has heard of.
Parents who recently lost a dog.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Just hearing the Bluey theme song loop over and over and over while we're sitting present there. It was such like a like Beckett hell that we were just stuck in. It was so awful,
really
but we
good.
got through it.
Oh man, that is precious.
Yeah. Go ahead, Kevin.
An injustice that happened to me by Kevin Ramberhan. I recently, I just got back from Toronto. I was in the Six. I don't know if you can still call it that now because the guy who coined that term is a badman. But anyhow, I was there visiting a friend of the show, Luke Cessalon. We I'm a coffee drinker. Luke's not a coffee drinker. There's a coffee shop near Luke's house. Luke lives in this great area in
You
Toronto.
like a coffee, Brian? You get caffeinated?
Not a huge coffee guy, but I love hearing a good coffee story.
Okay. All right. So well, here's the thing. And something else that's important to know about me, Brian, is that I own a burger restaurant. I actually own two.
I've listened to a few episodes. I heard sprinklings of this restaurant. So I'm just
I own a restaurant in Winnipeg. And we make really, really good burgers. I own a couple. Both of our burgers are top notch, really good stuff. And I take a burger seriously, but I don't eat a lot of burgers when I'm out and about. Partly because I don't eat a lot of red meat anymore, but also if I ate as many, I have them readily available all the time, and they're very good. I don't need more of them in my life. So anyway, I'm in this coffee shop with Luke. We're getting to know the owner of the coffee shop. The coffee's great. The coffee shop is really nice. I wish I could remember the name of it right now because they deserve a plug, and they're not getting one, but that's fine. And as a side note, fans of the show who listen all the time will know that Chris Siddiqui, who was on our show, I don't know, a couple of episodes ago now, recommended the coffee shop Morning Parade. And one day I went with Luke to this Morning Parade coffee shop because I was like, I'd like to try it out. Chris recommended it. We walk in, I order my coffee. I'm sitting down talking to Luke. Who shows up? Chris Siddiqui. So
Siddiqui.
Yeah, that was fun and random. And what are the chances? But anyway, I'm at this other coffee shop that's not Morning Parade, but it's still very good. We're getting coffee. We're talking to the host of the coffee shop. Or the guy who owns it. He's very nice. He figures out that I have a burger restaurant in Winnipeg. He's like, okay, Kevin, you know what you got to do? You got to go try out this burger restaurant. It's owned by the guy. I wonder if I should dox this place, but we're going to go for it. And I'll bleep it out if I feel bad. Yeah. So we, the Burgers Priest is like a chain in Toronto. And I think maybe in other parts of Canada. It's the guy who owns the Burgers Priest also opened up a place called Emmett's Automatic Char Grilled Burgers. He's trying to bring back the char grilled burger. Sort of that's what he thinks is the next cycle. We were doing smash burgers for a while. Now it's char grilled. He thinks so.
It's like you Conclave, but for burgers. There's sort of
I haven't seen Conclave. So
well, me neither, but obviously I'm in touch with the culture, so
I'm not.
There's just kind of a debate of who's the new burger pope, and the Burgers Priest is the hub for that. So is it going to be the smash burger?
That's actually pretty
the
good.
Traditional patty or the char burger? Yeah, go ahead.
Is it really Burger Pope? Sorry,
Burgers Priest.
Burgers Priest, but there is elected a Burgers Pope, I would say, every 8 years or so. And currently the Burgers Pope is surprisingly progressive in certain ways. Like
well, there has been some scandals about the Burgers Priests. But so anyway, I end up so Luke and I make plans on our last day because it's not a very long trip. We're gonna go to Emmett's Char Grilled Automatic Burgers or whatever the fuck it's called, and it's out in Etobicoke, which is just a little bit outside of Toronto, but it's like not very far from Luke's place. We take a little drive, and firstly, the area it's in is not so like Luke's area is like a very like commercial real estate on the baseline and like living spaces on top, lots of like storefronts and then like apartments and apartment living and things like that with some housing, but like some traditional standalone houses. In this area, it's much more like a suburb, bigger box stores. Your drive-through restaurants, your Costco, things like that. And then on this lot is just a old style house. It kind of looks like if somebody just like took your parents' place, Thomas, and put it in the middle of a parking lot. Like,
Wow. So like a huge mansion in a parking lot with
your
like
parents
a
don't own a huge
colonnade in
mansion.
front of it and like
No,
Grecian architecture. Wow.
no, no,
That'd be
just like
crazy in a parking lot.
like a you know, like a, and I wouldn't even say fully suburban home, but like a home,
Sure.
uh,
A
um,
nice
uh,
residential
a
house.
nice residential house. It's got an attic, like 3, like, you know,
Yeah.
it's up there, and
Little
but it's
colonial.
in the middle, and it's got a parking lot. It's like, what the fuck, right?
Yeah.
And this big sign outside, and so we go in, and the thing that's strange about it is that the walls, the ceiling, and the floor all painted matte black. The layout of the
Mhm.
building inside is like a home. Like it's you walk in, there's like a weird little front foyer. You kind of have to go
I kind of
around.
like this. I kind of
Yeah.
like this.
And then you walk in, and on the left hand side, there's like a steel sign that's backlit in big letters. It's the only thing that is decorated at all. Every other wall is just plain matte black, and I think it says he moves with fire.
Mhm.
Weird.
Oh.
Okay. We like are curious. We like walk around. We don't know if someone's like seating us or anything. We go in and we realize there's like a little counter service area in the back. And like a couple of tables, maybe like seating for like 15 people, not very much.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, I guess it's counter service. So we walk up, and there's like a display case with these like really grandiose donuts that are like really exciting looking. And then there's a menu board with like 4 things on it. It's got their standard double cheeseburger, a double cheeseburger with bacon, a chicken sandwich, some other weirdly named burger, which might have been a veggie burger, and then beef fat fries. They have these beef fat fries. Now, these beef fat fries
This is a
are,
big thing in America right now.
yeah,
RFK Jr. is promoting the beef tallow fry as is coming back.
right. So
Yeah.
famously, McDonald's used to cook with beef fat. That
Yep,
was like
that's
Yeah.
the
a
big.
thing they used to do, and they no longer do. Now I know that frying food in beef tallow is literally like 4 times as expensive at least as
Yes.
using canola oil or some other seed oil. I don't know, like, and I've had things cooked in beef tallow. It's great. It adds a deep amount of flavor.
Yeah.
But so I get the burger. I order 2 burgers. I order some fries. I order 2 pink lemonades. Luke and I sit down. We've paid $40 for this food. The food shows up. We take the food. We eat it. The burgers are pretty good. I think they're pretty good. They grind their own meat. It's good stuff. I prefer mine, but I'm also biased. I think this is good. I've had other burgers in Toronto I enjoyed as well. This was a solid burger. But the fries are like McDonald's French fries, like exactly like McDonald's French fries. They're like thin, they're like breaded, and the portion is super small. But I'm
Hmm.
eating them, and I'm like, these are all right, but I think they're frozen. And
Mhm.
I'm like, what the hell? So I go and I ask the guy after we're leaving, and I'm like, hey, do you guys grind your own meat here? He's like, yeah. It's like, do you guys hand cut your own fries? And he's like, no, which means that they're frozen.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
it's literally one of like 6 things on the fucking menu.
wait.
Hand cut the. It's so easy. It's so easy. You're gonna cook them in beef fat. They're fucking. They're practically
they're
bread.
like,
It's not gonna pick it up.
because it's like duck fat. Like it's like a different type of fat that's expensive. So it's like using Aura Ida to just dump it into the golden liquid of.
Yes.
Using
Why put McCain's fucking tater tots in fucking beef tallow? You won't taste it. It won't.
Well,
pick
maybe
it up.
the money they're spending on the tallow, they're
can't-
saving on the frozen fries.
They have to. But the thing is, the frozen fries are more expensive.
Yeah, are they cheap?
I
I was
know
saying,
this.
potatoes must be cheaper, right?
It is
Look,
more expensive to use frozen fries.
I'm curious where the fuck you get off asking questions like that. That's
What do
my
you-
question.
I
How
pissed
dare
him
you?
off. He was
How
mad
dare
that
you?
I asked that
His fries were more frozen than Dewey Parker on our show. Previous guest kept freezing during the record. Very hard to talk to him.
Right?
Let me think about this, because if they really tasted like McDonald's fries, I gotta hand it to them. Those are some fucking incredible fries.
Yeah,
My assessment is that the burger was like someone made a Whopper with the best ingredients, and that the fries
Yeah.
were like somebody made McDonald's fries in
Yeah.
beef tallow.
Okay.
I also think the likelihood is that people that cook fries in beef tallow are largely using seed oils just with some beef tallow added, rather than like this kind of, I'm investing fully in the beef tallow. I imagine it's a marketing ploy, like the Wagyu burgers and things like that, where it's like, this is not an actual premium cut
you
of
just
Wagyu steak.
You just made me realize that I could just get away with doing beef. I mean, I don't want to.
You don't. Did you just learn that marketing is all about lying, Kevin?
Well, I have been an earnest operator from day numero
The
uno.
one honest business owner in North America, Kevin Rembrandt. So inspiring. Let's get to a segment. This has been an incredibly front-loaded episode. But instead of spinning the wheel, I've got a different way of us preparing for this with a nice sound. So just a second.
What do you mean?
Let me just get this up here.
It's like my wheel. Listeners, I'm struggling with my own. Oh my god!
It's Bluey.
Yeah.
It's also pretty long.
Yeah, imagine hearing this 4 times in a row.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna get like.
Oh, true. Oh, yeah, we actually can't use that.
Oh, we gotta. No, we're commenting on it. Is it fine if we're commenting on it?
No,
okay?
It's not at all.
I mean, listen, we're not that careful over here, but because it's specifically a YouTube thing.
Let's cut that out and just if you are listening,
I'll pitch it down to something demonic or something. It's
okay,
fine.
yeah, that was the Bluey theme song if you missed it. And the segment we're gonna do is Die Another Way. Participants must come up with their most exciting dream scenarios in which to die.
Okay.
All right.
Hell yeah.
All right.
I'm into it.
Die Another Way. This is fun.
Die Another Way.
Now, do you guys? It does say most exciting, but are you those fuckers who want to die peacefully in their sleep?
Fuckers.
Is it like because I mean is it cowardly to want to just go out with no pain and I mean it is nice.
I think it's kind of cowardly.
It does. Honestly,
you should want to suffer.
I don't know. I'm not going to call it cowardly, but I am going to call it bitch made. That's what I want. Yeah.
Bitch made Park over here wants to die with no pain.
I would love to. I mean, honestly, I would love to die just like in my sleep, just not even knowing about it. But it's crazy because have you ever heard people who die? They say that it's peaceful as hell.
Have you ever heard people who die?
No,
I haven't heard.
No, actually,
not
usually
exactly.
they don't have much to say afterwards.
Oh, is that just? Oh boy. Well, I mean, I feel like I don't talk to. I mean, I don't talk to many dead people, but like it's people who like have accounts of like they die and then they get resuscitated or they come back.
Yeah,
they're always like, it was
nice.
Like the most relaxing. Yeah, it was nice. So I mean, I guess maybe I should be.
That's comforting to think of. Yeah. But if you had to, Brian, die in a more exciting, a thrilling accident or some event, what do you think that would be?
Honestly, it's hard to get rid of the showman part of me because I would love to if it's could be spectacle.
Yeah,
I definitely want to make it like more of a performance or like a piece, like this, but not this, like dipping me in acid or like setting me on fire, but like in the way of like doing it where I'm getting money like for either like my family or for like a cause I really like.
Wait, maybe it's like a dunk tank at the carnival. People have to throw balls to dump you in the acid.
Yeah, it's like acid dunk. I think an acid dunk would draw a lot of people. And it would be the first of its kind. I've never heard of anyone else doing it.
Can you imagine how what feelings would go through your body as you threw the ball at the thing, being like, do you want to hit it? Do you
because you probably had to pay $5 for a chance to throw a ball, you sort of want to hit it, but you're also scared. Like it's maybe like a firing squad.
Enemies that would show up to that.
I think just the chance to burn anyone is exciting.
It is.
I see. You said firing squad T, like a bunch of
we throw 10 balls at once, so no one is responsible. So we all feel like it could have been anyone.
That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, I do feel like the amount of like I don't think I've had enough enemies who I think just the idea of like just dying and just like doing a game where someone dies reliably is just not a thing.
Yeah.
You know? I think that would definitely draw a lot of it happened. I was waiting to see if it would happen for me.
Would Kevin take a sneaky hoot?
I love it. I got.
My theory is that when I smoke pot on air, and like I can see it visually, I think we do worse on YouTube because I think it thinks I'm promoting drug use.
Oh no!
Yeah. Nothing could be further from the truth.
This is aspirational, right? But
we do not condone drug use of any kind on this show.
I think this is a stark example of what not to do. right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
But that's how I would die. I think to make it exciting,
this,
like a
dunk
this
tank
reminds me
acid.
of something which is unrelated, but that I simply have to share, which is my idea for a dunk tank. Someone is huddled over a tank over like ice cold water, and people pay to throw balls at them. And normally the person on the dunk tank like is mean to the crowd and will like sort of jeer at you to try to taunt you. I think it's funny if the guy is trying to jack off to completion, but you keep dumping him into the ice bath, and then he has to crawl out, get himself turned on again, and then you whip another ball. I think that could be really entertaining.
My God.
I needed to
to
share
say
that.
to that. I have nothing to say to that.
That's great.
And that's how I would like to die.
Awesome.
Drowning while trying to get one last nut off. No, I do think I kind of want to take someone down with me. I don't really believe in violence, but there are such sort of supervillains in our world, some truly heinous people that if I had to go, it might be fun to like pay VIP for like a meet and greet and just implode myself or something next to an Elon Musk, someone who just like everyone, it would turn me into a hero.
If I was worried about the smoking pot on air getting this video suppressed, I don't have to be concerned about that anymore.
I guess threatening to kill a human is maybe a crime. But
sitting president of the United States.
Elon Musk is not the sitting president.
Practically.
But, yeah. Well, okay. Let me name someone who's not real then. That was a joke. That was parody. That was just an alleged idea. But if I was going to die, I would kill, let's say, the person who Iron Man is based on.
Yeah.
He's just a character. Is he based on like a rich guy? Like
he's based on a famous tech billionaire. I don't know who.
I mean, at least the modern portrayal in the MCU was very, very coded as. I mean, that guy was in the second one, wasn't he?
I'd kill Thanos. How about that? I'd like to die killing Thanos.
Hell yeah. That big purple man.
And I'd be the one snapping.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think, I've been doing a lot of air travel recently. Well, just to Toronto and back, but people have been right before I left, I think a week before I got to Toronto, an airplane like flipped over on the tarmac in Toronto, and there's been all these like air travel issues. So part of me feels like dying in an air travel based incident would be sort of an interesting.
Sounds so scary though.
But it does sound terrifying.
It's also the closest like to real life right now. I feel like there's been a lot of.
Are you just saying that because I'm brown?
My God.
No.
No. Let's back up.
Air traffic controllers being fired. I feel like this
Brian is not white. Who are you? Who are you mad at?
I don't know. I just apologize.
I'm fucking with you.
Kevin doesn't have a defensive sound cue for when a person of color insults him.
We'll get to work on it. Oh, dokes.
No, I think I've for some reason for years and years, I've had this theory that I'm going to die in a motor vehicle accident of some kind, whether I'm behind the wheel or I'm struck by one. And that sucks. So I think if I'm going to make it a little bit more exciting, I think maybe I'd like to sort of begrudgingly attend like a monster truck or destruction derby show with somebody, sort of doing them a favor, and to the point where it's a little clear that I don't want to be there and that I'm kind of going out of my way, so that they feel a little like, oh, I shouldn't have drugged Kevin to this thing. And then I'm in the audience, I'm sort of having an okay time, but it's just fine. And then they do I get pulled out. They're like, oh, person sitting in this seat have to come participate. So let me come participate. And I'm sitting there and I just get absolutely mowed down by a monster truck. And a wheel comes loose and simply shatters me across the terrain.
Treads.
And then I just think that there's a story there. You know, I'm going to live on in infamy.
Do you think you'll do it like at the end of your life when you have dementia?
Do you want me to be begrudgingly going to a monster truck rally at in my 70s, 80s?
Well, I just thought it would be cool if they could shout "Sundown, sundown, sundown."
Very good.
Yeah. So those are the ways we're gonna die. Let's take a break.
I hate doing this show.
How Star Wars is it?
Hi, I'm Mike.
And I'm Josiah.
And we're the co-hosts of a weekly podcast called How Star Wars Is It?
On our show, we rate and review things on a scale of 1 to 10, but not of how good or bad they are, but of how Star Wars they are.
We've covered lots of movies, from The Matrix to Guardians of the Galaxy to all the Star Wars films, but we've also reviewed things like pumpkin spice lattes, Halloween, moving, burgers.
We've got over 150 episodes, and you don't have to listen to them all. You can just find the ones that look interesting and listen to those. There's no plot, there's no continuity. You don't have to worry about that. Okay? So if that sounds fun to you, tune in to How Star Wars Is It every Monday, wherever you get your podcasts.
How Star Wars is it?
How Star Wars is it? We love you, and may the Fourth be with you.
And we are back like lava as a dessert from Eastern Europe.
What?
Baklava.
Hey, you heard the man.
Back like lava.
You heard him.
Okay.
Brian, do you have a segment for us?
I do have a
That
segment.
joke had almost as many layers as the dessert. It's,
Wait, I'm gonna see.
Kevin, you're kind of a
Alrighty.
fan of pedophilo dough, isn't that right?
What?
Isn't it made of phyllo dough? But Kevin prefers.
What?
Oh my god!
Sorry, I was just
unpack
asking you a simple question if you were a fan
Lord.
of pedophilo dough.
Oh man, are y'all seeing my screen?
Yes, here it is. We've got it up. Brian has made some slides, so you're going to want to check out the YouTube video. We've got Face Off, the segment.
Oh,
And it's just
snap.
ops all segments. It should be OOPS.
Right. One of us is reporting to the police.
We're part of the deep state.
Yes.
Okay.
And speaking of the deep states, this was something that has the level of security as the deep state, but it's really more it's something I made last night. So do you know the movie Face Off? The famous.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Kevin and I are pretty big fans, in fact.
Oh really? Oh, excellent! This is the perfect game. So in this game, I've taken pictures of people and things,
Okay.
as well as I've replaced their faces with another person or thing. So the object of this game is going to be a competition between Tom and Kevin, and I'm going to show you 7 face-offs, people who've been combined bodies and faces, and you have to guess both what the base body is, as well as who the face of the person is. Now I can't see you guys anymore, so
We
in
can
terms of
see
buzzing
you.
in,
Well, why don't we
say
say
our
our own?
names.
We say our
Yes.
own names, so you know
Yes.
who it
We're
is.
pretty typical. Yeah.
excellent. So are we ready to play face-off?
Yes, this
Yeah.
is exciting.
So first face-off. Here we go. So who
Uh,
is the body and who is the face?
Thomas?
Oh,
the body-
Thomas. Yeah, Tom Tools. Yes,
The
please.
body is the Statue of Liberty.
Mm-hmm.
Now the face looks kind of like my face. I'm gonna guess the face is me.
Okay, all right. And should we see if you're correct? Let's go to the next one. Yes, and you are correct. It is Statue of Liberty is the body, and that is
that is-
Thomas as a blue man.
Surprisingly good.
Very well photoshopped.
Yeah,
Or was
yes.
this AI generated?
This was absolutely AI generated.
Right,
Okay.
right. Got you.
All right, so 1 point for Tom.
They smoothed out my features so I look more like Timothy Chalamet or
Yeah.
something. Like I've got like
the only reason I wasn't sure it wasn't Thomas was I was like, there's no way that is that professional of a photo. Plus, you also look like you have that thing where one eye is discolored from the other.
yeah, which I kind of do. Anyway,
Do you?
let's carry on.
All right, face off number 2.
Great.
Here we go. Who is the face and who's the body?
Thomas.
Okay, Thomas, yeah.
I know that the body is Iron Man.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The face is.
This is clearly like the shot of Iron Man when he's kind of just suiting up with the
Yeah,
Yes.
and it looks like a sort of character actor that you would see in the background of certain films. I did
Yeah.
buzz in not feeling fully confident, but I
Oh!
wanted to give a guess
Okay.
on it. I am gonna say this is Bob Hoskins as Iron Man.
Oh wow.
So you're right. You get half points for that one. So in the case
But
of a half
give
point,
Kevin a chance to steal.
yes, Kevin to steal. Kevin,
So
who do you
okay,
think
it's
the face is?
obviously Iron Man, but yeah, I think it's gonna be Danny DeVito.
Okay. And
Yeah.
for the reveal. Oh,
Oh,
both
Hey!
right.
done.
Hey, well
Danny DeVito,
done.
baby.
So one
They
point for
really shrunk Danny DeVito's head to fit it in the Iron Man.
They also
I
don't have
mean,
like a mustache. See the mustache there? They took the mustache from Robert Downey Jr. and put it on.
Yeah,
that's
it's
like a
very
weird,
strange,
dirty-
blurring.
He was giving me like Frank from Always Sunny, not
Yes.
not like typical
Classic
fancy
Danny.
looking Danny DeVito. Yeah.
Yes, very good, Kevin, for the steal. All right, let's go
Nice
to number
work.
3.
Thomas.
Kevin,
Thomas.
Damn it.
Thomas, please. Who is
Okay, this is Mother Teresa's body with Willem Dafoe's face.
Okay,
This
that's
is
great.
Truly horrifying shit.
Kevin, let's make this more fun. Kevin, what do you think? Would you agree with Thomas? Or
I
do you want
mean,
me-
yeah, no, I mean, this is clearly Mother Teresa's body, and clearly, I mean, this is the prosthetic they used to cover his massive penis. I think was Willem Dafoe's face. Clearly,
Yep, absolutely.
God damn,
But you're right.
look at that beautiful.
Nailed
face.
it. Nailed it. Oh man.
These are really good, Brian.
Yeah.
Thank you for the effort. You got to check out the YouTube.
Yeah, this is worthwhile. God,
We've
that is
always
funny.
been we've always been huge supporters of AI technology for the creative arts. So please check this out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I tell you like one quick side thought of like the segment itself? So
Yeah.
originally I was going to do a segment inspired by my other friend Brian, who he does a segment called "Who's That Neck?" Like he shows the neck of someone, and you have to guess who the neck is from.
Littlefoot.
Originally, I was going to try to do that game with like AI face up. But that's too many layers. Too many layers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
It would
so-
be very hard for us to guess the neck from the neck of this image.
I could do it.
Anything.
I could do it.
Yeah.
Oh yes, of course. And so Tom's 2.5, Kevin half a point. So we'll keep on number 4.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna let Kevin buzz in for this one.
Kevin.
Kevin, please.
So this is the body of Castor Troy in
Very well
Improv.
done.
And I think it's the face of John Travolta. Sort of-
It is. I'll say it's distorted in a
Yeah.
hideous
he
way.
kind
Like
of
his
looks
mouth
like
is
that- He
stretched.
does look like another character actor who I can't recall right now, but he's like a tall guy. But I do think that's actually supposed to be John Travolta's face, though his mouth is making like his chin is on his neck, sort of.
It's an early scene before they've swapped faces, where Brian has swapped their faces. I believe.
yeah.
Yes.
a pre-swap.
This is the moment where Nick Cage gropes a nun's butt and then
Yeah.
looks directly at camera and opens his mouth really
Yeah.
wide. One of the funniest moments in cinema history.
Yeah, it's at one of his highest grossing films of all time. Yeah,
And you nailed it. It's exactly.
Yeah.
It was horrifying when I saw
Yeah.
the mashup, but I love the
Really
whole face.
scary. Really scary.
It just
Yeah. God, the mouth is fucked.
and the
It's
2
nightmarish.
teeth, like his teeth
Yeah.
are just barely
Why is he
peeking through.
buck-toothed? Yeah.
So that's I get to Kevin. So that's that's 1.5. Yeah, cool. Okay, so 1.5 to 2.5 Tom.
Bling bling, baby. I'm
All
coming.
right, so here we go. Number 5. We're tricky. A little bit tricky with this one.
I don't know who the
I'm gonna say, who could this be?
The body is very clear.
Yeah, the body's clear.
Yeah.
They definitely wear glasses.
Do they?
Maybe not. It looks
That
like
might
they
be
do,
that
but-
might be having to do with the body and it shaping weirdly.
Yeah, it is. I'll say
I'm gonna buzz in Thomas. I'm gonna
Thomas.
say this is Sonic the Hedgehog mixed with Lady Gaga.
Oh,
That's interesting.
okay.
She has a more distinct nose than that, but sometimes they smooth out the features. I don't know.
Kevin, you want to jump in? What's your thought?
I'm gonna be a little bit more clear on the body because it's not just Sonic the Hedgehog. It is the ugly original Sonic the Hedgehog. It is the original CGI design before the fan outrage. And then I think the face is. I'm gonna say the face belongs to. We'll say Taylor Swift. It doesn't, but I'm just gonna say that.
It's. I mean, I think that. So I will give full half points to Kevin because it is unsettling Sonic from the original.
Elizabeth Holmes.
Elizabeth Holmes. You know the Theranos CEO.
Two of the most upsetting scandals, Sonic and Elizabeth Holmes together at last.
Absolutely.
What the hell?
So
That
nice
does
job.
not look like her, also, right?
It does
Yeah.
not. It does not. I think that it's like I don't know where the glasses came in. You know.
I think it's the undercutting of the eyes of Sonic's unsettling.
People
Sonic's
demanded that they remove her teeth after that trial. I think they weren't happy with how they looked. So.
Excellent. So I'll give so just score wise, Tom 2.5 points and Kevin 2 points. So it's a
Okay,
little barn
how many
burner.
are there, Brian?
Two more. Two
Okay.
more.
Okay,
So
I could
that's not-
still best you, T.
You could.
This one might be pretty easy, I think. So number 6.
Thomas.
Okay, let's go.
God damn it.
Thomas.
This is fucked. This sucks to look at.
It's so the face swap, as you can tell from the
Fuck me.
bug-eyed look, is Steve Buscemi.
It is.
The body itself, I'm not actually
really?
fully confident on. But I'm gonna say Danny Zuko. Is it John
Okay.
Travolta again?
Okay. All right. So that's. Are you locking in, Tom?
Yeah.
All right,
No.
Kevin. What's your thought?
That's Elvis's body, man. That's Elvis's
It's
body.
Elvis.
And yeah, it's Steve Buscemi on the face.
And wait. And so for both of you, is it? It's a specific Steve Buscemi picture. Do you have an idea of what movie?
Is it the Hello Fellow Kids picture?
That's a good one, but no, it's not that one.
I don't know.
Oh, it's really
is it-
exaggerated. It's from Mr. Deeds, but yes, it is Elvis
Oh.
Presley.
His eyes are totally askew in this. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
much more exaggerated, I think. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I mean, that's not.
Can we do what would be a good Elvis Buscemi kind of crossover like song?
Imagine
quote?
Steve Buscemi playing Elvis instead of Austin Butler.
Instead of, I'd pay for that.
Yeah.
I love it.
Good
So okay,
Imagine. Okay, here's it. I just wanted to come up with a mashup. So the end of Fargo, they're putting Elvis Buscemi into the wood chipper, and his legs are still dancing. He's doing like,
Dude, the,
I want Batalooba, I want bamboo. That would be good. Yeah.
And I'm a blue suede shoes as they go in.
and finally, for the last one.
Kevin.
Oh, Kevin, yes, please.
This is the body of insane, unhinged televangelist who's pretty much like a walking demon. But
I know his name.
I'm struggling to remember his name right now. I'm very much struggling to remember his name, and I really want to get it. But I'm losing.
You know
it.
the face.
Yep. And the
And
interview.
the face. Oh no! I don't even know.
Kevin, I've heard you say his name on this podcast.
Well, that doesn't fucking help. This is episode 124. You fucking prick. What do you mean? I've said his name on this show. I've said 100,000 names on this show. I don't fucking know. It looks a little bit like fucking Doug Ford, but he ain't. He ain't Doug Ford. It's not Robin.
I'm gonna
Williams.
buzz in.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
take
buzz
it
in
over.
Thomas. I believe it is Joel Osteen
Okay.
combined with me again. I think this is my face a second time.
It's not Joel Osteen.
Not Joel Osteen.
Oh shit!
It's Mother shit. What the fuck is that guy's name?
I'll give you his initials, Kevin. KC.
Yeah. Kenneth Copeland.
Yes.
Kenneth Copeland. I don't think it's Thomas's face, but if it is, that's hilarious. But it would be weird. It would be really weird if Brian's hint for your face was that I've said your name on this show.
Kind of a good hint.
It's not Jim Sturgis. I had a whole episode about Jim Sturgis. I ain't got nothing for the face, man. I can't.
Got it. Okay, so locked in answers.
Kenneth Copeland is the body, though.
Okay, yep. All right, so who gets Kenneth Copeland? Because that is correct. And for the face, that goes to Dom.
Oh! I need that I've said his name on the show.
Spelt my last name Tools. Tooles.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Blue Man Thomas Tolles has been featured twice. And I know my own eyes. When I see my eyes in the face mashup, it's hard to
It's
avoid.
amazing that it knew when you did this to not make it blue. Like, it's funny that you use this photo for reference. And that, I mean, Thomas, you look good. You kind of look like
Thanks,
a shitty
man.
politician in this. Yeah.
I think
if you told me this was JD Vance's like nephew, I would be like, yeah.
You can see
cousin.
I wanted to have Tom and Kenneth paired because I find Kenneth Copeland to be just a lizard.
No, he's a monster.
Terrible.
Yeah.
So I think I won by half a point.
You did. So winner is Tom. Congrats to Tom.
Thank you. Great segment. Check out the YouTube for some of those phenomenal images.
Yeah, I'm not going to work very hard to make the thumbnail for this week. I'll tell you that much. Yeah. Yeah, some real eye-catching shit going on in there.
Thank you.
I feel like this
the
might
first
be
time ever I have to select that this video has had AI-generated content, which will be
yeah. We also have to, are we going to get canceled for the Bluey theme song, for threatening to kill someone, for smoking on camera, for using AI to create images?
I also dragged a business in Toronto.
Yeah. Would you say that Chris Siddiqui's coffee shop was worth the hype? He sort of preferred it over his own family.
Interestingly enough, when he was there and I was there, his family was there with him. So
okay. So maybe he was exaggerating for the show.
I did get to compare kind of both, right? Because I had the coffee, I met the family.
Did you get a pastry there?
I did not. I did not get a pastry. I did see them. I was just very full at the time.
It's pretty hard to judge, like, at least for me, is this like the best cup of coffee I've ever had? Like, it's always going to be.
I got a latte. I often will go for like some form of oat latte with a little bit of something. And it was nice. It was really nice. The atmosphere in there was very friendly and nice. I also did go to a place that you introduced Luke to. I went to that
that
Golden
breakfast sandwich spot. So good.
Sandwich spot, which was fire. It was very good.
Yeah, very good.
I was a fan. I tried to make conversation with the person running the place, and they turned up the music when I spoke.
That's
rude.
That's called the Toronto charm.
Yeah, baby.
We turned the volume.
Up. They thought I was American.
Turn the volume up to the 6.
Yeah.
So this is probably a good place to end. Brian, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks, guys. Yeah,
this was a blast. That segment was hilarious.
This is fun.
Yeah.
Thanks,
is there anything you'd like to plug other than Secret Family, which is currently in search of a new home?
Yes.
Hopefully, new sketches coming soon.
I hope so.
What's going on for you, Brian?
So I would say plug wise, I would like to plug Butcher and the Burger. It's this new burger restaurant that it's new to me that I've tried. That's really close to my apartment that I love.
Ooh,
okay.
And also Kevin's Burger Place.
Come on my fucking show.
I just like disrespecting the host.
No,
what's your burger place, Kevin? What's your burger place?
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. No, it's St. Joe's Burger and Chip Co. and it's Dreamland Diner. People who listen to the show would maybe know. Also, I'm always like worried that I have like staff that listen to the show or something, and then that would be bad. So if you do work for me and listen to this show, stop. Okay.
Yeah, if you work for me, you're fired. If you hear this message, you have been fired.
I am worried I'm going to do something awful one day, and then
what would you get at the Butcher and the Burger? Because I might bring my parents to check it out.
So I'd say the big thing that is like, I'm a big spice head. I love spicy foods.
Yeah.
They have like different like burger patties like sirloin rubs or like shrimp like veggie. But they have like these spice rubs that they put like this one called ghost pepper. And it really, it's like not too spicy. It tastes like it's like I get why ghost pepper exists, because it's like it's meant to be ground up and sprinkled on this burger, because it's like not too overpowering, but still you feel the heat.
Yeah.
So would you get that like on a beef burger?
I get it on a sirloin patty with some like fixins, like like lettuce, tomato, onions, pickles, some Dijon and mayo, and then just go to town. And also they have this really good bacon that I love from Tennessee, Alan Benton's bacon at that place. So I'd recommend butchering the. Yes, they do sell beignets. Yeah, I haven't tried them yet, but I'll say those two burger places, Kevin's and the one by my apartment. I'll plug.
That does sound really good. I'll tell you this. I like the idea of the rubs on the burgers. I think that's nice. That's good.
It's unique.
Yeah, it's a cool idea.
Kevin, what about you? You got anything plugging?
Yeah, Club Soda Improv's turning 8. We're having our 8th birthday on April 4th. So come check it out. That's Friday. It's going to be at the Gas Station Arts Center at 8 p.m. Tickets will be available at a link in the description. It's going to be a great time. I think we have an opening act of there's like a women's workshop that's been going on for a couple of weeks consecutively, and last year they did some really great stuff. I think they opened for us on our last year too, but this one I think they're getting to do even more workshopping, so I'm excited to see what Katie's put together there, that I think is going to include some Club Sodaers and stuff, and then also Club Soda itself. And we've been doing improv together as a group for 8 years. Groups changed, shifted, moved, grown, and it's going to be really exciting to celebrate. Last year was super fun to celebrate. So and tickets almost sold out last year, so do grab them fast. Also check out What We Do in the Basement. It's a Let's Play D&D podcast that Thomas and I did and are doing. We just dropped a fresh ep this week. It's very good. Shit is getting real. I think we're in episode like 81, 82, so you can come check us out. We're barreling towards the end, much like the United States.
Jesus.
Much like Donkey Kong, barreling towards the end. And as for me, I have nothing to plug. Secret Family will be back, I think. And also, I've got some improv coming up, but I don't know the dates yet, so I'll bring that up when I know.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much for coming on the show, Brian. Thank you very much, listeners, for listening. If Thomas, do you have like a piece of advice you want to give or anything?
Yeah.